Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are looking at something absolutely wild from medical professionals. If you're a high-level nurse, I want you to just imagine for a second trading the fluorescent lights and that relentless stationary chaos of a traditional hospital ward for the open water and the Mediterranean sun. We're unpacking a genuinely unique source document today. It's a job listing for a VIP yacht nurse, and honestly, it is the ultimate nursing career pivot. It perfectly combines elite clinical practice with ultra-luxury travel.
£60,000. Yep, that is the starting base salary we're talking about here. And look, for a lot of nursing professionals, compensation is obviously a huge driver when considering a shift into private or concierge medicine. But this number alone doesn't actually tell the whole financial story.
Because here is the absolute game changer. That £60,000 salary, it's completely tax-free. Seriously, when you sit down and actually calculate the gross equivalent of taking home 60 grand without a single deduction, the financial gravity of this opportunity becomes crystal clear. It's a massive compensation package, and it's built specifically to attract literally the best of the best in the nursing field.
Okay, let's dive into this, right? Because making a leap like this, it isn't just about the money. It's about fundamentally changing your daily working environment. Leaving a stationary, high-stress hospital to practice medicine on a moving, luxury vessel sounds like an absolute dream, but it definitely brings up some very valid professional questions for seasoned nurses. Mainly, how do you practice safely out there?
Section 1. Elite medical team support. Never compromise on safety.
You know, one of the biggest fears we see from highly trained nurses entering private one-on-one VIP care is that feeling of professional isolation. Like, what happens when a real emergency strikes? Well, this listing addresses that head-on with an explicit promise of a double nurse shift policy. You will never work a shift alone. And that is absolutely crucial reassurance for any critical care nurse. It means you've always got a second set of highly trained eyes, a peer to bounce clinical judgments off of, an immediate backup if your patient's condition suddenly turns while you're out at sea.
And this really illustrates the broader network you're plugged into here. You aren't just out there with one other nurse, you're part of a high-caliber, multicultural, multidisciplinary team. You'll be working directly under the guidance of a Western-trained lead doctor, right alongside Western-trained physiotherapists, and a diverse nursing team held to the very highest international clinical standards. Honestly, it's essentially a floating, fully staffed medical unit that just happens to be disguised as a luxury yacht.
Section 2. The mission. Core clinical responsibilities.
Now, as glamorous as the environment is, the actual day-to-day work requires some serious clinical rigor. You are there to be a highly competent medical professional first and foremost. The team is tasked with providing continuous one-on-one care for an 80-year-old VIP client, so we aren't just talking about basic first aid here. The role demands complex medication management and the strict monitoring of chronic conditions. It requires high-level clinical judgment to just constantly evaluate the client's health status. Plus, you're acting as the key medical coordinator, liaisoning directly with the lead doctor on board and a whole network of international specialists. You're basically the critical link in this VIP's entire healthcare chain.
But let's balance out those demanding clinical duties with the lifestyle aspect, specifically this aspirational travel itinerary. While you are managing complex medications and coordinating with specialists, your backdrop is shifting from Monaco over to the Greek islands, the Côte d'Azur, Ibiza, Mallorca, Marbella, and the Algarve. It is an incredibly unique blend of acute clinical management and elite international travel that you simply are not going to find in a traditional healthcare setting.
Section 3. The catch. Do you qualify? Of course, an opportunity this extraordinary comes with a catch, right? The requirements outlined in the source document are incredibly strict. But honestly, they shouldn't be viewed as hurdles. They are absolute proof that this is a truly elite, exclusive team. First off, you must be a registered nurse holding a Western-accredited 4-year BSN. Second, and this is a big one, you need a minimum of 4 years of recent acute hospital experience, specifically in high-intensity environments like the ICU or the ER. They need professionals who are completely calm under extreme pressure. And third, the language requirement. 100% fluency in both English and Arabic is mandatory. This bilingual necessity ensures flawless communication with both the VIP client and the international medical team.
And beyond the degrees, the acute care background and the languages, there's a major lifestyle requirement: total flexibility. The listing asks for full availability for international travel on a private yacht. Obviously, this is not your standard 9-to-5 where you go home to your apartment every evening. You are committing to the rhythm of the yacht, the travel schedule of the VIP, and the fully immersive nature of concierge maritime medicine. It definitely requires a very specific, adventurous mindset.
Section 4, the payoff, benefits and lifestyle. So, if you actually meet those stringent requirements and you've got that adventurous mindset, the rewards are just phenomenal. Aside from that £60,000 tax-free salary we talked about at the top of this explainer, the lifestyle perks are massive. You're provided with high-quality private accommodation at absolutely zero cost. You get 30 days of paid annual leave. Literally every single work-related international travel cost and living expense is fully covered while you're on duty. You are essentially wiping out your standard cost of living entirely. And interestingly, the recruitment process itself is designed around the crazy schedules of elite nurses, with all interviews conducted super conveniently via video call.
Section 5. Take action. How to apply today.
Listen, if you're watching this explainer right now and you are checking off literally every single box, the BSN, the recent ER or ICU experience, the perfect English and Arabic fluency, it is time to make your move. The listing specifically instructs qualified candidates to send their CV directly to medical staff talent. They're the recruitment agency handling this full-cycle placement. Do not hesitate if you meet this criteria. Exclusive vacancies like a one-on-one VIP yacht nurse in the Mediterranean, they do not stay open for long, and this is your chance to completely redefine your entire clinical career path.
But hey, maybe you're watching this and realizing, I don't quite fit the exact criteria. Maybe you don't speak Arabic, or maybe your experience is in pediatrics rather than adult ICU. I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Who do you know that belongs on this yacht? Because we all know that one incredible, totally unflappable, bilingual critical care nurse who is just feeling totally burned out by the hospital system right now. Do them a huge favor. Forward this explainer to them right now. It might just be the exact career pivot that changes their life. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating source material, and keep learning.